If you're using mages in Call of Dragons, there is a high chance you're building them wrong. And to be fair, it's not your fault. Every season hides a new mage mistakes that most players are not even noticing. Welcome back, friends, welcome to another Call of Dragons video. I'm going to walk you step by step from season 1 all the way to the latest seasons, which mage you should pick, how to build your legions correctly, which artifacts worth your time, and what changes between free-to-play and spender strategies. If you want a strong mage account without wasting months, this is the guide you need. And I'm going to start from the season 1. Back in the day, season 1, oh my god. We're having couple mages in season 1. This is Liliya, Velen, Waldir, Atios, and Ewin. This is the 5 mages that we're going to have in the season 1. But I'm going to go at in the whole picture, also the overall heroes, since they're going to also help you by a lot. So in season 1, we're going to have Waldir, Velen, Liliya, Theia, and Atios. This is the mage heroes we're going to focus. So your first legion as a free-to-play player, obviously start with League of Order. If you're right now Wilderberg and you want to play mages, well, go for League of Order. Just the benefits there are bigger and you get extremely valuable flying units. This is what I want to point out, flying units. Because for Wilderberg, you know, what is the flying units? Same for the Spring Warden, is something that don't fit for your mage account. Go with League of Order. So, first, for free-to-play player, what I can actually suggest there. One of the ways you can go, or the first strong legion you're going to build, is going to be Waldir with Velen. The synergy here is extremely strong because Waldir as a commander, I want to point out commander, with the skill talent tree is going to boost your hero skill damage output by a lot, because the skill talent tree is increasing the hero skill damage you're doing with your rage skill. On top of that, the synergy is going to be Waldir is going to fire up first. Something that I noticed in my battle reports is there is something like I think 3 seconds at best between the Waldir execution, the commander execution, and the deputy execution. So all the debuffs that you're having on the target is going to apply for Velen rage skill. Like this, you're going to benefit from this Hair Frost, because Velen Awakened is doing extra 400 damage over the targets that are frozen or basically with Hair Frost. So you're seeing this strong connection between Waldir and Velen, and this is your first legion and basically most valuable legion. Now if you want to go a little more further and actually build a second mage legion, I can suggest you go with Ewin in combination with Atios. Both of them are going to do single target damage. This is single target mages, not like Waldir and Velen that is a AoE damage dealers, and they still going to do some kind of damage. If you're looking for damage, if you're looking for some kind of support legion on the battlefield, the best way you can actually go is with Tara. Tara is going to give you this buff to 4 surrounding friendly legions. Magic attack is going to be 15% and damage resistance 10%. Also, she's providing some healing for her legion. If you put her in same place with Atios, Atios is having this beautiful rage regeneration, 30% chance to get 60 rage. So this legion is going to non-stop having those buffs on your legion that Tara is actually providing. These two heroes can be very nice support legion. Obviously the best support legion even for endgame players is going to be Waldir with Tara, again for what Tara is giving. On top of that, Waldir is reducing the attack of the target by 20%, which is reducing the counter attack of your legion are receiving hitting this specific target. So this is your season 1. It's going to be Walder with Velen, and if you want to have something like support legion, it's going to be Tara with Athius. Now let's talk about the pets. For the pets, I strongly suggest go with Sapphire Fire Drag. The reason behind is for the extra spell that you're going to receive. And this is each time you inflict Scorch, Hear Frost and Snare on one enemy legion, Plain Boom deals more damage the next time it's cast. And as you can see, Plain Boom damage bonus 1.6 plus 2.84%, max can go up to 40%. Very solid pet skill buff. On top of that, your pet is going to do solid damage with his rage skill. 140 plus 247. This is determined by your intelligence. Now the spirit is going to determine how many troops you're going to hit. As you can see, I'm doing damage to up to 1 legion plus 2 legions, so my pet is hitting 3 targets. This is a massive AoE damage dealing pet, and is present in season 1 in great synergy with your Walder and Velen. On top of that, if you have this spell, it's actually where this legion is actually increased. Advanced Plain Bow hits more enemy legions with every 154 points of spirit. Here is the thing, your spirit have to be over 310, so you benefit hitting 2 targets. If it's 155, it's going to be just 1 legion. 1 plus 1. Right now it's 1 plus 2 because my spirit is over 310. Very important. So this is the pet you're going to use with your season 1 March. Extremely valuable. Now let's talk about the spenders. The spenders obviously have the same legion, Walder with Velen, but you can have a second legion that's extremely valuable, and this is going to be your Liliya with Theia. Believe it or not, over the years playing Call of Dragons, Liliya Theia managed to be one of my top performing legions in Call of Dragons. One of the top performers. On top of that, having Theia with the shield she's giving is just going to increase the survivability of this legion. In point of counter attack, you're going to receive less damage at the end of the day with those shields. If you have Theia awakened, she's going to even boost more troops, more legions around you with this shield, which is going to increase survivability. Why this is important? Because your legions is going to stay on the high numbers more longer. This means every rage skill execution is going to be hitting more hard. Let's say it like this. It's going to hit more hard. For longer period of time, your Liliya is going to hit more hard. Because when the numbers of your legion get reduced, your heroes are doing less damage. With the hero skills, with the artifacts, with everything. So that's why it's very important, Theia. On top of that, she's giving extra 15% hero skill damage. And when a rage skill is cast. And the cycle is, for example, Liliya cast, Theia cast. After this is Liliya cast, Theia cast. So this 15% is always going to benefit Liliya's spell. I want to point out this very much. So this is going to always benefit Liliya. That's why for spenders, Liliya Theia, also Walder with Velen. Don't go with Liliya Velen. Yeah, there's benefits there, but we're going to go there. So this is the 2 legions you can have in season 1 if you're a spender. And I strongly suggest people to actually awake Liliya. I want to point out this thing because awakening is giving 1 extra legion in her spell. At the beginning she's going to hit 2 legions, after this is going to hit 3 legions. If you awake this hero, it's the most easy hero to be awakened. You just need to have the money to buy the bundles there. But yeah, this is the most fast hero you can awake in Call of Dragons. From point of artifacts, obviously for Liliya is going to be Infernal Flame. Infernal Flame is benefiting this hero by a lot. Additional effect, your legion get Magic King, is basically increasing the magic attack. when inflicting Scorch. The only hero in Call of Dragons inflicting Scorch. This is actually Liliya. So this is an additional effect built only for Liliya. So this is the Liliya Legion, this artifact. On top, because you're not going to get these bonuses if you put this artifact on Wodir with Velen. Now, for Wodir and Velen, I forgot to actually say what is going to be the artifact there. Is going to be Phoenix Eye. Phoenix Eye is a free-to-play player artifact. You can get it with the normal artifact draws, and it's going to do pretty decent damage, up to 4000 at level 5. It's going to hit 4 targets, till you hit level 5 it's going to hit 5 targets. The damage is pretty nice, but that's all. I mean, there is no additional effects for this artifact. So, having Wodir Velen with the Phoenix Eye and Sapphire Firedrag, and also having Liliya with Theia, also with Sapphire Firedrag. I want to point out that this is also applying this damage increase to when you inflict Scorch. This is also applying. So this pet is also good for Liliya and Velen. Or Liliya Theia, sorry about that. Now let's jump over Generation 2. This is the 2 Legions or 1 Legion Generation 1 or Season 1. Let's jump over Season 2 or Generation 2. What you can actually do there. You're going to be presented with 2 new mages. It's going to be Bertrand and Tohar. This is the 2 new mages that is going to come in the game. On top of that, I'm not so sure about the Hsiang. It's also rated that this is a Generation 2 hero. So if Hsiang appear, I'm going to share with you the strategy with Hsiang. So obviously Bertrand and Tohar is going to be your next target. What I strongly suggest here is focus over Tohar. This is going to be your first of all garrison hero. And on second, this is the first hero from the mages that is having a passive skill as a first skill. And he's going to always firing up his spell before any of the other mages. I want to point out this thing because it's a passive skill. Both of these 2 heroes are single targets. This can bring some frustration in you because you used to play with AoE heroes like Liliya is AoE, Velen is AoE, Wodir is AoE. But for people who don't know, AoE is area of effect. But Tohar and Bertrand is single target. Now, what I can suggest you here is you can go with Bertrand just like 5-1-1-1 or something like this, and then focus and invest in Tohar. He's having very solid third spell, which is giving 20% hero skill damage. I see some people even use Tohar with Liliya for this 20% extra magic hero skill damage. But I believe Bertrand and Tohar is going to be your next legion. Now, this is for the free-to-play players. Bertrand is going to be from Wookiee Spin, so you may not actually have the Tohar. So what you can actually do in situation like this, you can get Bertrand, you know, having Liliya Theia and Wodir Velen. If you just have Wodir Velen, you can get Bertrand in combination with Atius. Like this, both of these 2 heroes are single target heroes, but Atius is going to help your Bertrand firing up way more often because of this spell. So if you're free to play player, the next legion you're going to have is going to be Wodir Velen, and right now is going to be Bertrand with Atius. This is going to be heroes that are either from the gold chest or is from the Wookiee Spin. I think from the Wookiee Spin people can actually achieve the heroes there. You can get it. So it should be not that big problem, or just put aside some gems when you go for those heroes. So this is the Generation 2 for free-to-play players. Now, what the spenders, or if you get lucky, with Liliya you cannot get lucky, okay? But if you get lucky, what you can actually do. Now, Hsiang is a hero that you basically have to buy her. I mean, there is no other way around. You're going to either receive the epic move, or you're going to receive the legendary one by purchasing the pack. Now, for the spenders, what you can actually do. You can go with Liliya and Velen. This is going to be a difference or change in the structure from what is in the season 1. So you're going to benefit from Liliya crazy damage, and you're going to benefit from Velen critical strike. Hero skill critical rate is going to be 10%. Liliya from the skill talent tree is going to give you 10% chance to get 10% hero critical rate, so it's going to be like 20%. And on top of that, Walder is also giving hero skill damage bonus, which is going to be 15%. This is going to be your first Legion in Generation 2, Liliya with Velen. The second Legion is going to be Mu with Theia. Mu with Theia end up to be extremely solid Legion, providing with a lot of healing, because Mu is healing also the legions around her. On top of that, Theia is going to give a shields on the legions around her, and many reports show how Hsiang and Theia is very solid legion. So Liliya Velen, Hsiang with Theia, and Bertrand Tohar. You're going to have in Generation 2 3 Mage solid legions. Very solid legions. You're going to make some switches. Now from point of artifacts, if you run Bertrand and Tohar, I strongly suggest go with Mirage Orb. I mean, this is a universal artifact for all of the mages. If you get lucky, get this artifact. This is one of the best artifacts in Call of Dragons for Bertrand with Athios. For the Liliya Velen, the artifacts stay the same. It's going to be Infernal Flame. For Hsiang and Theia, here the artifact is going to be a little more different. I currently don't have this artifact, but this is Visage of the Sanctum, is also doing some damage over the target. As you can see, it's doing some damage. Now, I didn't actually invest in this artifact because I have to just start from the beginning, and yeah, I just prefer to not actually go with this artifact. Now, here is the thing. Flying units defense and legion attack. Every troop. Now let's talk about the troops a little. Your main legions, your main damage dealers should be with Celestials. Your legions that are more like support legions should be with Vestals. But in situation where you run Hsiang with Theia, you better run them with Celestials. So it's going to be Liliya Velen with Celestials, it's going to be Bertrand Tohar with Vestals, and it's going to be Hsiang with Theia, also with Celestials. For free-to-play players, it's going to be Walder Velen with Celestials, and Bertrand Athios, you can put Vestals or Celestials there, it didn't actually matter that much. But if you want to benefit from this 20% HP the Vestals are giving, you want to keep at least one Vestal Legion there. Now there is other heroes that are overall that I didn't actually mention, like for example Madeline, in this also Hosk is overall hero. These are heroes that is not in the composition of the mages. Maybe Bahorn, I was having some thinking over the Bahorn, but I even invest a little over this bad boy, but I'm still not so sure should I actually go with this hero. I just have way more powerful heroes for the mages. Now let's jump in the Generation 3. In the Generation 3, you're going to be presented with Theia. This is one of the mages, and the second one is going to be Thunderlyn. Now, Thunderlyn is a hero that you're going to get from the Wiki Wheel, so you're most likely going to get this hero. So if you're a free-to-play player, you already have Walder Velen, you already have Bertrand with Athios, where you should put Thunderlyn. This is going to be your third legion. It's going to be Thunderlyn in combination with Theia. Why is that? It's just because Thunderlyn is providing some extra shields. Magic Legion led by this hero gets 30% magic attack and provide 20% more shield and healing. So by having Theia with Thunderlyn, Theia is going to give you this nice 1000 shield factor. 20% is going to be 1200, which is very nice that you can just receive from the Thunderlyn. On top of that, if you have this hero awaken, is going to basically cover all of your troops with the shields. So it's going to be Velen, it's going to be Bertrand with Atios, and it's going to be Thunderlyn with Theia. Or you can actually switch Atios with Theia. For example, Bertrand with Theia. Both of these two heroes are flying heroes, so you can use it as your flying legions, and use Thunderlyn with Atios. You want to have this Atios still there for this crazy rage regeneration. Also is benefiting the flying units, and also is doing pretty nice damage on a single target. So this is the free-to-play player combo. Velen, Bertrand Atios, and Thunderlyn with Theia. Now let's talk about the artifacts. Now the new artifact that is going to be presented in Generation 3 is going to be Thunder Elegy. You want to have this artifact at least to level 1. I want to point out this thing. So your Wodir with Velen is going to be with Phoenix Eye, your Bertrand with Atios is going to be Mirage Orb, and Thunder Elegy is going to go with Thunderlyn and Theia. This is the free-to-play player one. Now, since we're having a new pets, I forgot about this. For Bertrand, it's going to be best to have this Shadow Fire Drag. The reason behind is just increasing the damage the target is receiving. Deals damage to the target legion and inflict captive. Your legion deals more damage to target infected with captive. So since all of your legions is going to hit one target, this pet, which is Shadow Fire Drag, is just going to increase all of your legions are doing, what kind of damage all of your legions are doing on the target. This is applying for free-to-play players, this is applying for spenders. The next pet that is going to be presented is going to be Seraphic Fire Drag. It can be with Thunderlyn with Theia, and also for the spenders who is going to go with Thunderlyn. Now let's talk about the spenders. We already know it's going to be Liliya Velen, it's going to be Theia, it's going to be Bertrand Tohar, and obviously the next legion that you're going to build is going to be Thunderlyn with Theia. Thunderlyn with Theia. A lot of people are spitting on her, even I do, but still, I have this belief this hero can be extremely valuable. Or you can go with Wodir with Thunderlyn. This is also a good way to go. Now in Generation 3, you're also going to be presented with Maggrat and Zayda. They are marksmen, but yeah, you can also build Maggrat with Zayda if you're looking for one extra legion that is going to serve you well for your Celestials. Since Celestials is having the biggest damage and Marksman is basically boosting the damage with Zayda. This is also a very solid legion and maybe one of the best mage legions, even though that these heroes are marksmen. Now, I strongly suggest go with Maggrat like 5-5. Don't go with the Thwart 5 because this is actually for marksmen. If you plan just to use Maggrat for marksmen, for Celestials, for mages, and on top of that you can get Zayda with your Maggrat. This legion is fitting for the Celestials. So from the spender way is going to be Liliya Velen, is going to be Bertrand Tohar, Theia, Maggrat, Zayda, Thunderlyn, Theia. This is going to be the 5 mage legions you're going to achieve as a spender. Now let's jump on the final generation. This is going to be Generation 4. Ming, obviously, this is the best mage right now in the game with Gromara. From point of artifacts, definitely Dragon Fate is basically the artifact that is built for Ming, the additional effect. Very solid artifact, and you can and the Gromara is going to greatly support Ming. For the pets, it's going to be Flaming Manticore. This is the pet for Ming. And you can remove some of the legions if you're a spender. If you're a free-to-play player, Ming is basically connecting with any hero. But some heroes that you want to keep in mind. This is Theia. Now Theia is going to give you this 15% hero skill damage, and Ming is not doing any kind of rage skill, so he's going to non-stop benefiting from this 15% no matter that you see him that he casts non-stop. On top of that, you can use him with Gromara. Gromara is absolutely the same. Is giving you 10% bonus to hero skill damage. This bonus is removed the next time the hero in the Legion casts rage skill. So you Ming don't have rage skill, so you're going to benefit from this 10%. If you awake Gromara, you're going to get 25%, which is wild. Very, very solid. So this is the two heroes that come to my mind. You can even use Tara with you Ming. Tara is going to give you hero skill damage by 20%. The Legion synergy until the Legion casts a rage skill. So if you're a free-to-play player and you get none of the heroes from the strongest ward, you can get Yu Ming with Tara. You're going to get healing factor. On top of that, Yu Ming is going to get 20% hero skill damage. Since again, Yu Ming is not casting any rage skill and this is going to benefit him by a lot. So this is for free-to-play players. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video because this is my step-by-step from season 1 Mage guide or Call of Dragons Mage guide, Mage build, beginner build, I don't know how to say it. I wish you a great day. Don't forget to hit one like on the video if you get some value and you get that far in the video. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.